Through pen and paper, they expressed each other's lives, thoughts, dreams, and hopes, and it evolved into a 66-year marriage.
On Valentine's Day, people often think of romantic items as a way to show love to someone.
For a Nebraska native stationed away from home during World War II, there was only one item he needed, and it didn't cost much: a letter from a complete stranger. It was a gesture that lasted years, with a soldier and stranger always missing the chance to meet in person.
This Valentine's Day, Schady Fergeson shares the story of a lasting love, signed, sealed, and delivered.
My name is Bernie Quinn, daughter of George and Yvonne Bunnell, and we have a remarkable World War II love story we'd like to tell about our parents.
A love story unlike any other, untold for decades. Quinn says her parents kept it from she and her siblings all throughout their lives. She says it was such a personal journey that their parents felt it would be best read and appreciated after they were gone.
We have probably 350 to 400 letters that we were not allowed to read until after my mother passed in June of this year.
So they started reading.
It started in November of 1942 when a Nebraska farm boy bunked with a New Jersey city guy. They became really good friends, and New Jersey city guy said, "You should start writing my little sister." So thus began a steady stream of letters. The letters started out as a way for Mom to be supportive of our military men during World War II.
Quinn shared with me a portion of the first letter her dad ever wrote to her mom.
"If George and his girlfriend come out, you be sure they bring you along, and I will try and show you a good time. I don't think you will be sorry you came if you come. Army life isn't so bad, but it isn't so good either."
They were casual at first.
Started out with a salutation, "Dear Yvonne."
Then things started to change.
A year later evolved into "My dearest darling."
The more they wrote, the more attached they became.
He often said how he couldn't wait for mail call to see if one of her letters had arrived.
Plans to meet in person were always derailed.
They never saw each other in person or talked on the phone for 3 years, but yet fell in love through these letters.
Quinn says there were doubts at times. She says her father wrote to her mother saying he didn't want to hold her back from dating other people because he knew there was a chance they might never meet.
Maybe he shouldn't expect her to hang on for somebody she'd never met throughout this entire war.
But doubts drifted away and letters kept coming until September 12th, 1945 in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
I said, "Mom, you and Dad had never met, so you're meeting in person for this first time in almost 3 years." I said, "What did you do?" And she looked at me like I'd lost my mind, and she said, "Well, I kissed him."
George Bunnell Jr., Quinn's brother, says theirs was a romance to be remembered.
Even when they were in their 80s, you could tell.
And one still to be learned about.
And it's been a remarkable journey to read them, to get to know your parents at that age in a way that you never thought you would know them.
Yvonne and George Bunnell married a few months after meeting for the first time in person and were married for 66 years. They had 5 kids. Oh, and by the way, there was one final letter written after they married. George wrote to his wife 6 months into their marriage saying how much his love has grown for her and how wonderful their marriage has been to that point. I'm Schady Fergeson for NTV News.
That's pretty remarkable.
She's trying to get us to all go soft.
I know.
Good
She
job,
succeeded.
Schady.